Hey one, hey all, and today we're going to continue on with part 4 of our look at the FansProject Saurus Ryu members. This, of course, is Dinosan and his Bronto Pretender shell, as well as some Toyhax labels. Yeah, as usual, there's a lot to explore in the latest GotBot True review. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light 'em up, baby. And hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links, all down in the description below. If you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course you can hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member, baby. And this is FansProject's take on the lower torso lad. This is Dinosan. Most people will know it better as either Rairyu, if you're a Dinoking Transformers Victory fan, or here in North America as part of Monstructor, this would be Birdbrain. Not Birdbrain colors, but you get the idea. Highly stylized for both Birdbrain and Rairyu, but I kind of think it is surprisingly functional. More than I really expected it to be. And the Brontosaurus, well, Brontosaurus is my favorite dinosaur. So this guy is going to kind of have a bit of an easy go of it because he is surprisingly good. But don't just take my word for it. Let's head over to the table and take a closer look at these guys. And yes indeed, here we continue on with our look at the FansProject's Saurus Ryu by way of Dinosan. This is Dinosan and his Brontobot Pretender shell. Dinosan is inside. The way these guys are numbered or are named is based on numbering. So like Dino Ichi was 1, Dino Ni was 2, Dino Shi is 4, I think. Dino San is actually 3. So I'm doing these things out of order. But hey, 5 and 6, maybe I'll get those guys done in order. I also want to make a correction. As everybody knows, part of these reviews is also looking at the Toyhax labels. And I don't think I've clarified it, and I was a little confused on it myself as well. The labels that are on the Pretender shell are not the Toyhax ones, just the ones on the actual bot. That's my understanding. I think the ones on the shell were stickers that came with it, and that probably explains why they're not that great and tend to peel off. I found it strange that something as usually high quality as Toyhax would peel off. That seemed a little weird to me. But it was pointed out to me after that these were stickers that actually came with them. Who they were sourced by FansProject, who knows. Anyway, this is the Brontobot. This is probably my favorite of these lads. I do love me a Brontosaurus. Now, this one is probably the most stylized of all of these. We have kind of a black section up here, but the silver, that should arguably also be black, probably. The lower body here, that's sort of like a brownie color, should be a gray, and this gold up here should really be more of a green. But you know what? I like the look of this. Now, there is a hole up top here for putting in one of these blocks that comes with the blaster. And you're supposed to be able to put it up there. But I find that the hole is actually too small and the blaster won't fit. So a lot of the time what I'll end up just doing is I'll use the slot up there that really is because this is a piggy bank dino. And I'll usually just put that down there and it's fine. It's fine. I haven't really been showing it, but now if we had the robot out, he could also like stand up here. All of the robots can stand on their Pretender shells. Maybe we'll see it a little bit later. In terms of like articulation stuff, well, this doesn't have any articulation. I mean, it is what it is. We do have stickers here and back here. On the other side, it's kind of peeling off. Like I'll show it. Like this one is kind of peeling off and doesn't really fit. And there's a little sticker back here. If they come off. If the day comes that they come off, like, I'm cool with it. I don't care, to be honest with you. I really don't care. Now, naturally, we can take this off, and inside, we have our lad. We're going to get him out. He's kind of compacted in there, and of course, he's sort of mashed up, and we'll kind of get him out of his compacted state. And here we have the blaster. You can see that there is a red Toyhax label on the side, on the other side, and also inside. These ones are, you would think, a pain to do, but I mean, because this turns like that for whatever like the combined blaster mode is in the end, it's actually pretty easy to apply them. And here we have Dinosan all kind of bunched up. For those not in the know, Dinosan is the Dinoking member. Bring that forward. Rairyu. Rairyu. R-A-I-R-Y-U. There. In North America, as part of Monstructor, this guy would be Birdbrain. Okay, neat, cool. Obviously, I'm getting him in his beast mode first, which means kind of bringing all of this stuff out. Keep that up. This forward, and rotate that around. And again, bring this forward. I got to keep that there, like that. If you hear a clanking, that is my dog, Tessa, who is out here walking around, living her best doggy life. But there, all I really did was like unfold a lot of the like claws and stuff. I don't know, it's not really a bird, so it's, I don't know, it's weird. I guess I should, I don't have it done, but I should have back here also, or do I have it done? I don't think I do. Back here should be clipped in. Okay, so I just had a couple of little tabs to kind of snap in here and there. First, when you take them like out of the dyno, you do have to angle the hips kind of out so that this piece can come down, and there's a little tab on, I guess the blue, that tabs into a little section on the like black hinge, I'm going to call it. I'm going to show that closer in a second actually, just so you can see how that locks in. And I had to bring the head down the rest of the way. I don't know, like I know that this is Birdbrain, but like obviously not in Birdbrain colors, but like I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know what you would call this monster thing, but I see nothing that would indicate it's a bird. For the record, the monster pretender shell for Birdbrain is a bird, so I guess that's probably where the name comes from. And by rights, Birdbrain should be black and purple. This guy is not. To be fair, I'm going to wait till we get in robot mode to kind of do some of the scores and whatnot. In this mode, the top of the head can go up, but the bottom can't go down, so it's weird head articulation. All of the front paws, you have shoulders and elbows and the claw turns and everything, because these are his arms, so it makes perfect sense. For the back, these go forward and back. This can flip like all the way back like that, but and I can come up all the way like that, so I don't know. It's fine, I guess. These sections stay down, but I do like what I've seen done with a few people where they bring it up there to kind of cover the like hip hinge, we'll say. The feet just kind of stay up there. If you have the blaster and you want to store it somewhere, there are peg holes in the feet, so you could just take it and put it in one of those peg holes and like store it up right there. No problemo. Neat, I guess. In this mode, you can see some Toyhax detailing around the edge there, as well as kind of like up here on the crown of the head. And I think there's some that you could put on the claws that I didn't bother to do, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see some, by rights, would go on the forearms here, though I don't have those ones for some weird reason. I'm not sure what I did with them. Neat, cool, I guess. Let's go to the robot mode next. Why not? That makes the most sense, I suppose. The robot mode. So, we're going to, oh, I said I was going to show this. So we'll do that, then we'll go to robot mode. Alright, so to line everything up here in beast mode, you should have this section going between here and here, and you can see a little blue tab and a little blue tab. All of that is what locks together to hold kind of the back end here together. Alright, let's try going to robot mode again. These that I had up should still be down. Anyway, they never should have been up. I just brought them up because I wanted them up. Then we should be able to fold up the leg. There's a tab there, and there's a slot in the kind of top near the claws. So all of that should fold together. And over here, fold together as well. I'll get that in just a little bit. It's obviously not quite right there now, but I'm trying to do this somewhat quickly. We untab the legs, and this piece comes up. Some people have complained about how tight this piece fits in the pelvis area. It does. I think mine's loosened up now over time, but yeah, you do have to kind of work it a little bit. Then we rotate kind of the foot out and that leg piece out, and then everything here on the side should come out and angle down. Right? All that should come out and angle down. Then we should be able to rotate this back up. I'm sorry. Rotate that foot down and this in. It's a pain to get this up past the foot. There. Bring that up that way. And then bring this over and bring out a heel spur and bring out a heel spur. And there's a little black tab that kind of like locks in under a little lip here. It's a bit of a nuisance to get it in there, to be honest with you. And I just popped off his kneecap. I'm gonna get that little angled tab, or not angled, that little tab in and get his kneecap back on, and then we'll try this with the other leg. Okay, so I've got that little black tab in, then we rotate this up, and we take the foot, and it's on a ball joint, and we push it back. And that should all stay like that. On the other leg over here, again, we rotate that up. We take all of this out. We lift that leg off. We bring it down. We take this piece here and swivel it down past the foot. And then we swing the whole thing up into the leg. Angle back the foot. We gotta get that little black tab in under that ridge again, which is a nuisance. At least it is for me. Bring out the two little heel spurs. Set that up on the side, and that's the lower body done. Hardest part on this dude, 100% the lower body. Then we come up here and we just flip that all the way onto his back. We open out the chest and we bring up the head and close that back up. We bring down that arm and we bring down this arm. Make sure at this point that these two square pegs stay folded back on his shoulders. Then we take this claw and we begin to rotate it out. Rotate the claw around. Bring the hand up the rest of the way and bring that claw up. Over here, bring it down, rotate the claw around, turn this around and bring it up. By the way, there is a little rectangle on the claw and it does peg onto the arm, but in the end, boom, here we have Dinosan or Rairyu or Birdbrain in his robot mode. Dude can hold his blaster just fine. Now we get to the scoring for him. This guy's mostly made up of like a white and like a navy blue, when the animation is white and black. The legs on the side, that's kind of correct. The way the lower legs are mostly white isn't. The thighs should be white. The main torso should be white. There's a lot of blue there. The face should be yellow with the eyes red based on the animation. So for animation accuracy, he's only about a 4 maybe. But for kind of G1 plastic accuracy, honestly, the guy's like a 10. Or, well, let's say a 9.5. Like, it's really, really well done, but it's definitely not animation accurate. In terms of the transformation, a little bit bonkers at points, especially with those legs, and slightly frustrating, but once you do it a couple of times, it's not so bad. I would say that the transformation is it could be slightly smoother. I'm going to give it an 8. There's certain things I wish worked a little smoother, like those inner leg panels getting it past the feet. Then we get to the articulation, which is kind of surprising. The head goes left and right, can look up, can look down into his chest if you want. The arms, they can go all the way around. They can go all the way out, bicep swivel, super deep elbow because it's double jointed. Nothing at the wrist really, just the way it is. There's a waist, I think. Yeah, the guy has a waist, and he has an ab crunch, which is neat. The legs, oh, I guess I should bring that up on the front there. The legs are ratcheted nicely forward, ratcheted nicely back, but not over ratcheted. Thigh swivel. The knee goes, we'll say 90 degrees. We'll say 90. It's not like it's a short thigh, but it's there. The feet can go forward, they can go back. Ankle tilt side to side because of ball joints that are toleranced actually quite nicely. It's too bad this needs to hang out on his back, but I mean, such is life. What do you want? He holds his blaster quite well. He also has these connector ports, we'll call them, up on his shoulders. Now, if I bring his arm down, get that blaster out of it, and bring this arm down, we can bring these out over his shoulders to arm him up even more. Using the feet pieces, which do have squares on the bottom, we could take one, for example, and put it on right there. And if you're thinking to yourself, yeah, that's neat, but what if I want the blasters to be out front rather than like the missile pods, because there's also like toe blasters? Well, again, there's another, like there's one on either side, so you could just do it that way, and huge shoulders severely limits the articulation of the arms, but come on, this looks pretty formidable. So the articulation, honestly, I'm going to say it's about a 9.25. It's pretty excellent. You can definitely score some dynamic poses. So we had, I'm going to average it out between like a 9.5 and a 5. Well, actually, I think it was a 4, I said, for his look, because it depended on the homage that we were going for. I'm going to say that his look is about a 7 if you know the character. Obviously, it's more intended to be Rairyu than it is, obviously, Birdbrain, because the colors are just not there for Birdbrain. So, we're going to say a 7 there. We're going to say an 8 for the transformation, 7.5, a 9.25 for the articulation. Honestly, he's about an 8.5. He's pretty good. Definitely not the best of the bunch, but he's pretty good. He is solid. I'll give credit where credit is due. Here he is with the size comparison next to Kingdom Huffer and Earthrise Shatterglass Ratchet. So you can see, like, he's a decent deluxe. But I think the thing that people would really like to see is him next to the rest of his team so far. Man, I absolutely love how this is coming together with the Pretender shells, and all the guys can ride the Pretender shells. I love this, and we still have got a couple to go. Okay, so now we're at the last part here, which is going to be turn this guy into a pair of pants, basically. And we're going to begin by putting the head down inside there. This peg and these two pegs are how the guy will eventually attach. Okay, so we're going to bend the elbow up and bend the elbow up, and we're going to take this claw down, and we're going to rotate that all the way around. Same here. Rotate this all the way around. There is a circular peg here and a circle on the side of the head. We're going to rotate these shoulders, we're going to rotate the whole shoulder back, and then we're going to make sure that that peg's in on the side. And we're going to rotate this back. And same thing, we're going to make sure that this peg's in on the side. These squares up top are now going to come out. We'll need that done for later on. Then we get to the legs. For the most part, these are a matter of collapsing these up again. So we're going to take this and bring it out like that, and take this and bring it out like that, because it will make the pelvis later on. We're going to bring that foot forward and bring the heel spurs in, bring that foot forward and bring the heel spurs in. Then we need to detach. This is the one part of this transformation that I don't like the way it was done. You have to, there's a little black tab here, and you need to detach that tab for this to start to like move back, but I don't like doing it. I'm going to do that off camera, get that detached so we can start to rotate it back. It's the one part of the transformation that I'm really nervous about because it's very small black tabs. They seem solid, they haven't broken or anything, but I'm nervous about them just snapping right off. For anyone not in the know, I'm referring to this little tiny tab right there. It makes me so nervous. I don't even know if you can see it. Okay, so once we have the feet out and like the black sections out, we can once again collapse this up, and really all you're doing at this point then is you're looking to bring the inside of the thigh up, and the foot will kind of just go up on the back. I wish that there was a way that this was done a little bit, I don't want to say smoother, but like there's a slight tolerance. So the leg that I got done wanted to fight me a little bit because of the tolerance of trying to get this panel around. I don't know why it did that, but it did today, such is life. So we bring this up and angle this like this. I'm hoping that I can kind of show it here better, hopefully. Then this panel here, foot should come down like that. This panel should be able to come all the way in there, and the foot is up on the back. And then we bring these down, the feet around the back. All of that is tabbed together back here. We have the two arms tabbed into the head. The connections will be here, here, and here with the upper body. This is what the lower body basically ends up looking like in the end. We do have a ab crunch, which is pretty nice, and ab crunch is pretty dandy. Hips can go out all right, like they can go out to there. They can certainly go forward. Can't go back a ton, but I don't know if we're going to need that for combined mode. And presumably, we're going to have a knee somewhere around right here. But yeah, lower torso. Woohoo, baby! So in the end, we have my favorite dinosaur along with a robot that's surprisingly effective. Fine beast mode, he makes a dandy pair of pants, and the robot is actually more functional than you would think that it is, with a pretty free range of motion for the most part. I don't know if I said it, but his hips also go all the way out to the side. No problem. Forward, back, and all the way out to the side. Like free range of motion. You wouldn't think it with all kind of the kibble on this guy. The knees are fine, the ankles are fine, the thigh swivel, the bicep swivel, the elbows, the shoulder lateral out movement. They can go all the way around. Like the head moves. I don't think I could want anything more from a Transformers robot, especially to be able to hold some dynamic poses. Little bit of a nuisance to get certain things past certain other things, but for the most part, it really just takes practice of 1 or 2 times. Overall, I'd say he's an 8.5. He's not the one I'm the most excited about from the set, but he is a solid entry. And here we are once again, and here they are. Okay, so the Bronto shell is fine. It's as good as any of those Pretender shells have been. I have a particular penchant for it because I like Brontosauruses. Admittedly, the coloration is different here, but I think it's successful and I think it works very well. So I dig it and I like it. Then we get to the main bot. Fine, kind of like beast monster mode, I guess. There's nothing that makes me think it would fly, though the face does kind of have a beak like a bird, I guess. Maybe he has the brain of a bird, hence Birdbrain. The torso mode is generally fine. It's pretty bulky. There's a lot that's going to be on the back of it, but I have hope that once combined, we're still going to have a respectable range of motion. Fingers crossed. In terms of being a robot, though, he's highly functional. Really, really well done. You would think that a lot more would be hindered on this guy, the waist or some of the leg movement or the knee or something, and it's really not. It's all pretty free and clear. The only thing really that's a nuisance with the guy is the inside of the leg, that panel on the inside of the leg. I do find that a pain to maneuver around, and that little tiny teeny black tab does make me a little bit nervous. It's fine, it's not even stressed, nothing has happened to it. It locks in and it unlocks fine, but I always feel like I want to use some finesse with it, and maybe I'm just being like a little bit over nervous with it. Maybe it'll always be fine. To me, this guy isn't the best of the bunch, but he is most definitely not the worst either. Everything is solid, everything works well. Yeah, you know what? There's probably not much more I could ask for a weirdo like Birdbrain. Let me know what you think about this guy. I appreciate you coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course, baby, hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you do make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way, baby, right here inside the video.